Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Quick History. Today we're going to take a look at the role of hospitals in the Middle Ages. As always, there's a free handout in the description below and make sure you click on subscribe if you'd like to see more GCSE history based revision content. Let's get into the details. Hospitals in the Middle Ages were very different from the hospitals that we know of today. For a start, most of the hospitals were attached to a monastery or a church. The church saw it as their responsibility to look after some of the poorest and sickest in society, so therefore they saw it as their responsibility to set up places where hospital care could be administered. Second of all, hospitals of the Middle Ages were often very small. They would have between 5 to 6 beds and would sometimes specialise in a specific illness or disease. Hospitals would sometimes refuse to accept young children or people with contagious diseases, and some hospitals specialised in treating one specific condition. For example, leper houses were often established by the church outside the city walls to make sure that healthy people were not infected by this contagious disease. Some hospitals specialised for pregnancy, and some even specialised for pregnancy in unmarried women. Most of the hospitals in the Middle Ages only provided the most basic level of medical care. There were no trained physicians or doctors on the hospital wards. Treatments were often administered by the nuns or monks who worked in the monastery or church to which the hospital was attached. As a result, the most common forms of treatment in these hospitals was rest, diet and prayer. People would be given somewhere to sleep, some food to eat, and a priest would read Mass up to 7 times a day on the ward to encourage people to pray for forgiveness from God, as most people would have believed that God was punishing them for sin and that is why they became ill. Interestingly, there is some evidence that some hospitals were able to go a little bit further. There's evidence of hospitals using herbal remedies to treat patients, and some even performed simple surgery such as tooth extraction or amputation. Interestingly, however, monasteries were one of the places where the old books of the ancient doctors were kept and reproduced for people to see in the future. It's thought that after reading some of these books which had been found in the monasteries, some hospitals attempted to grow herbs and spices which were not native to England to experiment with some of the herbal remedies which they found inside the books of the ancient doctors. Join me in the next video where we're going to take a look at public health in the Middle Ages. I'll see you there.